Audio Jungle.
Yo ho ho, ladies and gents, welcome. It's been a Tuesday, that's for sure. I just realized that my audio isn't where it needs to be. Let me check this out. Audio, Yeti, boom. We fucking live, baby. We fucking live. What's up, bro? What's up, man? Listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna react to Ken Dorsey. He is on the mic right now. What do you got to say, buddy? Talk to me.
Every year is different. Every year takes shape. Every year's, because of the year of free agency and draft and everything like that. It's the nature of the business that you see year in and year out, whether it's our teams that we're playing next year, teams within the division, all that stuff, so it's definitely an evolution,
Coach, with the offseason acquisition.
Oh, they fixed the mics.
Do you better plan on having a more balanced attack offense?
I think what we're going to look to do is try to win games however we see fit, however that comes up, whether it's running the ball, throwing the ball. That's never going to change in philosophically for us and what we're going to do. You want to attack defenses in as many different ways as possible. And, I think that something we pride ourselves on is, yes, being able to run the ball, being able to throw the ball and do those different things. I don't think you really saw,
welcome, brother.
Stretches, throughout the year last year where we weren't a multifaceted offense that's able to attack in different ways.
And you have the necessary weapons to fix.
What's up, Troy?
That you had in the red zone.
Jizzy Fresh, what's going on, man? Nothing. We're just sitting here trying to listen to what Dorsey's got to say.
We're really building and going in the right direction. I think, again, we're continuing to learn and grow as we go here, and we're learning those pieces to continue to grow as an offense, whether it's, red zone, field, third down, 2-minute, whatever that might be. Right now, I think we're in the process of really trying to, develop what our identity is going to be.
And when you talk about growing and evolving, you've used that phrase a few times. Your off season.
No, he's not there still, man. He's not there still, but he rarely does.
Do you look back? Is it scheme that you look at? Do you look at some of your own processes and say, in the season, that's maybe tough?
We're going to talk about this a little later on the stream.
When you're doing self-scouting?
That's a great question. I think you look at it in multiple different ways. One, I think that we really pride ourselves on and pride ourselves in offense on is the fact that, we really feel like we take the identity of what this city, what this organization, what Western New York's all about. And that's we're going to come out and we're going to grind, and we're going to work hard, and we're going to, no matter what, if we get punched, we're going to come back swinging, the next game, the next whatever, and I think that's what, the Buffalo area, the Western New York, what our fans, what, Bills Mafia is all about. Everybody out there has been at some point, gotten punched, gotten their nose bloodied, and that's what I love about this area. It's an area that doesn't quit. It's an area that just continues to find a way. And I think, we'd want to do everything in our power to make sure we're embodying that, and that's what we want to be about. So I think that's one thing I think that you really look at, and you want to make sure that you're embodying your players. The other thing you look at is, yes, you look at what you did. You go back and, you go through a process with your coaching staff and then on your own as a coordinator and say, okay, in this situation, do I like what we're doing here? Do I think this was effective? Do I like what we did in this game plan? Do I think that, we were too aggressive in this situation, or were we not aggressive enough? All those different scenarios you want to go back and evaluate and learn from. Yes.
When you're sitting in that draft room and Kincaid's name is the guy that's going to come up for you and make the pick, are you immediately thinking, after I'm sure you watched a bunch of his tape, are you thinking this is a guy that we could really use in that Kelsey type of role? That he's just a different slot receiver than you got.
He better be.
Like Beasley and McKenzie. Are you thinking that the draft room, like this is a piece I could really do something with?
I think as part of the evaluation process, you're constantly trying to evaluate how you see guys fit into your system, and how you could grow your system with that individual. I think, it's an important part of coaching to make sure that, you don't pass up a player that can help you win football games just because he doesn't quite fit in your system. So can we evolve the system to make sure that we're not doing that, and do some different things. So I think those are all things that you look at, is how he's going to fit, how are the different ways you can use guys like that throughout every evaluation, whether it's Dalton, whether it's Osiris, whether it's guys that we didn't draft that we still looked at, and that's part of the process, is to have that vision, but then, having the flexibility to when he gets here, it's like, okay, well, he can do this, he can't do that, and having that, having those different conversations as well as you continue to grow. But I do think as you go through the draft process, you're constantly evaluating guys in terms of, hey, here are the different ways that he could fit. Here's the different things that we can do, so that you have a vision that you could communicate not only to Sean, but to Brandon and those guys, so that they can then make the best decision moving forward during the draft.
That playoff loss versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, talk to us about that, bro. I'm still pissed about that.
I mean, I think every year that you've finished a season and it doesn't finish the way you want to, you're always motivated for the next year. So I think that's always the case. I think that's what I love about this group is it's a motivated group. It's a group that definitely wants to come out and has been eager and chomping at the bit to start getting to work and getting back out there. And, and again, I think that's what we try to embody. We try to embody that mentality that I feel like this area, this fan base, this region has, is of, no matter what happens, we're going to come back out and keep fighting. We're going to keep swinging no matter what, and that's what we're going to do. That's all we know. That's all I know. And that's all that I want my guys to know.
And you were saying that about your self-evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
How does that process work? Are you running that by somebody else? Is that you, during your off time?
In
Not
terms
there, bro.
of just the film that you're watching and whatnot? Yeah, no, I think you there's multiple ways you do it. And I try to look at through different lenses. You try to look at through specific scenarios with your coaching staff. We went through and watch the different concepts we're running in different scenarios, whether it's first, second down, third down, red zone, all those different things. And we go through that process, which takes a little time, both run and pass game. And then you go through it yourself or in terms of watching each game, and you kind of go through each game and make sure and kind of see how the games unfold and those different, those different ways and try to learn from that as well.
How hard is it to be honest with yourself in terms of something, you know what I mean? Where you can be, is that something that's developed where you look at something and you go, it's got to be better, or I didn't like what I did there? Is that?
I think that's what coaching is. Coaching is being honest, not only with your players, but yourself, and making sure that.
So real quick, I think Gabe Davis is much better suited for a wide receiver 3 role. I feel like that he excels in that area. He couldn't really step up into that whole second role. I mean, he is our wide receiver 2 as of right now, but I think he excels a lot better on 3.
Those things, whether it was via efficiency, whether it was via, success rate or anything like that, and look at it and evaluate it. And if it's not something that fits our personnel, fits our identity, then, we're not going to run as much. If it is, then we're going to continue to grow. But I think those are things that every coach looks at and is honest with themselves. And I think at least that's something we pride ourselves on. And, we'll continue to do that. That's an ongoing process, throughout the year and throughout whether it's during the year or throughout the rest of this off season.
What's your perception of the self-awareness that we've seen? It looks like Josh has arrived here with a bit more self-awareness, saying he's not getting any younger, the window isn't going to be open forever, and that there's a focus and determination about him.
See what he's got to say about
You've
this.
seen him as you as he gets a year older?
I mean, I think as players continue to grow and you know, continue to get older, you know, I mean, obviously their experience changes and what they've done. I think you see that throughout, you know, all players in the league. You know, they're going to take it a different approach in year 5, 6, 7 than they are in year 1. You know, because I mean, when you get out there as a quarterback, you know, in the first year, you just start, you know, winging it around, you know, then all of a sudden in year 5 and 6, you got to start warming up and doing those things to make sure your body's ready to go for practice, you know, and those types of things. So, you know, I think it's one of those things you always challenge your players that no matter how many years in the system, you always want to start like it's new. You always want to start and take a fresh outlook to it. Because if you do, there's always something you can learn. There's always something, a detail that maybe you can add that maybe you didn't learn, you know, you didn't know before, or you didn't realize before, or whatever it is, you know. And I think that growth mindset is important for Josh, for every player out there, you know, because as a coach, you want guys, no matter what year in the league they are, you want guys that want to learn and want to improve and want to get better. And I think that's the great thing about Josh is he takes that mentality year in, year out. And, you know, I think he's come in this year with that same type of mentality and wanting to get better, wanting to continue to grow his game and grow as a player.
Specifically this offseason, you see Josh doing this different than what he's done in offseason's class? Is there anything, like Sean said, you know, he noticed a difference in Josh's approach this offseason? Is there anything specific you've noticed?
You know, I think it's been great kind of getting the OTAs and those things back together, because now, you know, you can kind of sit down and in that time frame and have those conversations about, you know, hey, here's what I was thinking in this scenario, what, you know, and then that feedback of what were you thinking, where, you know, and that those types of conversations, you know, and just, you know, getting down to, hey, what did you see? What did you, you know, what were you thinking in those different areas? And you know, those types of conversations I think are great to have with him, you know, and because as a play caller, you want to be on the same page as a quarterback. And I think when we go back and look at it, a lot of the times we really were. And I think as we continue that process, you know, things are going to come up and, you know, there's going to be things where it's like, hey, you know, I'm not comfortable running this, which is fine. You know, you want that honest feedback from him to make sure that we're running stuff that he's supremely comfortable with, because one, he's the guy doing it, and then two, a lot of times he's got a good feel for kind of what those other guys, you know, are feeling as well. So those types of open and honest communication and conversations have been great to have with them.
Just to clarify on that, do you feel like he's been more vocal at like saying those things compared to last year maybe?
I think just that you know, that comfort level now in year 2, it continues to get better. Even though, you know, I've been here and everything, you know, but as a quarterback coach, I think when you are, you know, learning new coordinator and new play caller and that type of thing, there is time to kind of grow and develop. And so I think that comfort level continues to grow, that communication, because like I'm the type of person I love having that input. I love having that input from him. I love that input from the guys, whether it's him, Gabe, Josh, you know, Steph, any of those guys, you know, Dawson, guys up front, Dion, you know, Mitch, all those guys. Like, you want that input, because when you do, it's a lot easier to build and call plays that they're supremely confident in. All right. Thank you, guys.
Look at that. Buffalo Bills live stream over with. I thought, for example, that they were going to end up putting up the linebacker coach as well. I'm not sure if he's still set to play, because I know that practice starts at about 11 a.m. or 11:30. So I'm just going to keep on looking over and seeing if the linebackers coach does come back, because there's a lot of things I wanted to check out, particularly. I wanted to see their overall thoughts on Dorian Williams. I want to see if they think that he's going to be able to like make a transition over to middle linebacker. I feel like that would be good. But really just looking at some of the things that we missed because we did start this stream a little earlier. There's a couple of things I saw that particularly upset me. So where was it? Okay, it was right here. It was from Joe, who said that Ken Dorsey says of first round pick tight end Dalton Kincaid, we're nowhere close to knowing what the big picture is going to be because we have to learn him and he has to learn us. So he says that it is to be determined until they start getting into training camp and live game action. I'm not entirely sure that I like that. Because I feel like that we get a lot of this from other fan bases who love chirping Bills fans. And they say, hey, dude, like, and so the Bills don't use tight ends. Ken Dorsey doesn't know how to use a tight end. So I'm not particularly sure that I'm all about this take. I'm really, really not. So I suppose we're just going to have to, wait and see exactly what Dorsey has to say. I'm sitting here also, and I'm sitting here waiting to see if the linebackers coach comes up. The Bills typically stream it directly on their Twitter. So once that comes up, we'll go on ahead and we'll tune in right then and there. But what's going on, chat? I didn't even give you guys the proper welcome. Welcome to Dom Mafia Live, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST. Yesterday, I was off. It was a holiday. It was Memorial Day. I was hanging out with some family, got some food. Super shitty weekend where I was at. It was raining. It was cloudy, but it was nice. I was able to hang out with a lot of friends, family, good time. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Who is excited about Bills OTAs? I know that I am. That, and then evidently, the Bills and the Chiefs are in a quote-unquote arms race for DeAndre Hopkins. I'm planning on going live again here within an hour or so, and that's going to be the main topic of that stream. But I just kind of wanted to hop on here with y'all. See the thoughts, baby. Finally, we're going to be getting some more footage from training camp, see how our beloved Buffalo Bills are doing, and just absolutely sound off. Notifications, who else? Bobby Babich, the latest defensive coach, to say that nothing is really changing with Sean McDermott taking the play calling duties. Was always heavily involved in the defense within that. Yeah, I hope that that's not the case. I really, really hope that that's not the case. I hope that dude, man, actually sees a little bit of a change. That would be absolutely ideal. We're talking about, and did you even like what Dorsey said? I mean, it's hard for me to actually take any of these press conferences seriously because it's always going to be coaches speak, right? I didn't particularly like the comment of, we don't know what Dalton Kincaid is. Like, we have to learn him, and then he needs to learn us. I'm not particularly excited about that one. I'm not going to lie to you because last year, I feel like he missed a giant opportunity of implementing Knox into this offense, and I hope that he doesn't do the same thing with Dalton Kincaid. I think somebody actually put this on one of my videos. There was a comment the other day, and I never even really looked at it from this perspective, but it makes a lot of sense. Our offensive line was so inconsistent last year that Dorsey had to keep Dawson as a key blocker, and hence why he wasn't utilized nearly as often as he was in years past. But I'm praying that is not the case. You look at what Dalton Kincaid can provide, line him up as a damn receiver, line him up out of the slot, give us another weapon for Josh Allen to play around with, and we'll see. Trenton says that I'm nervous about this defense. I feel like it's warranted. I mean, as far as personnel is concerned, I am not nervous at all. I am not nervous about our secondary. I am not even nervous about our defensive line or linebackers for the most part. I think our Achilles heel is going to be, can Sean McDermott make enough of a change in play calls where I'm going to be confident that, hey, when the game is on the line, especially in the playoffs, that we're not going to be conservative. I don't like that bend and break bullshit. I don't. I hate that bend and break bullshit that last year Frazier would do consistently. It was so annoying. But let's just hope that we can make this happen. Let's hope that Sean McDermott can really have a huge impact on this, because I definitely think it is. If we get D-Hop, great. If not, we will move on. Hope we get a bit more aggressive with McDermott calling the plays. Otherwise, why change it up? Okay, so a double take there. My boy's coming in hot. He's saying, if we get D-Hop, great. But if not, then we'll move on. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the only thing. We're just going to have to trust in Josh Allen, make sure that dude can make the plays that he needs to, which I am fully confident that he'll be able to. But I feel like it's a lot more of a reality than people are willing to admit at this point. I've been seeing articles after articles after articles saying that right now it's between the Bills and the Chiefs. And they call it an arms race, an absolute arms race for D-Hop and the Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs. I hope that he does end up choosing into the Buffalo Bills. I hope that this isn't another damn thing where this was the JJ Watt situation, right? Like when this was the JJ Watt situation a couple of years ago, we wanted him on this team so damn bad. And there's rumors. It was like, oh yeah, like JJ Watt, like he wants to be a Bill. He wants to be a Bill. I feel like that I've learned my lesson. I feel like I've learned my lesson of getting super overhyped about all of these potential players coming to the Bills. Cause like, you never know when it's going to happen. Don't skip my Stanley Cup question. It's Stanley Cup time. Who you got, Vegas or Miami? Dude, man, I feel like it's hard for me to root for Eichel. It's very, very hard for me to root for Eichel. So I'm probably going to have to go with the Florida Panthers. Probably going to have to go with the Panthers. I like their story. I like the fact that literally the Sabres were just a point away. And like the Sabres were a point away from making the playoffs. I'm not saying that we would have went on the same run, but I love a good underdog story. I love a good underdog story. If everyone's excited about the Stanley Cup, okay, got to shout out Prize Picks, okay? Absolute number one fantasy sports betting parlay platform on the market today. So for all of you that are super excited about the NBA Finals coming up or the Stanley Cup by itself, and you want to put your money where your mouth is, make a little coin, if you will, then download Prize Picks and use code DOMMAFIA, and they're going to match 100% of your deposit. So they're giving you free money. And if you know what you're talking about, and if you can guess particular player stats and some beautifully curated parlay, hit Prize Picks. Do me a favor and knock that out. 100% Dom Mafia. Match that up. Send Me to Saturn is a Vegas fan. It's either that or it's Eichel's burner account. Doesn't matter, bro. You the man. Thank you. But, I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man. I got to go with Florida at this point. Got to go with Florida. Okay. Wonder if D-Hop is looking for a new contract long-term or a one-year deal to win a ring. I'm feeling it's more so of like a one-year deal, man, because the Cardinals still owe that man a significant amount of money. Like they still owe him like $22.7 million last time that I saw. So in my opinion, I really, really, really think that he is going to go for like a one-year deal, and then he's going to choose a championship. He's going to choose a championship over anything else. Looks like the Bills aren't streaming this interview with Babich as of right now. I could be going crazy. Yeah, no. If anybody sees the stream of Bobby Babich, let me know because I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what he has to say about this defense because, gentlemen, things have to change. His cover one said that was the money from 2021 and 2022 season that was pushed back. Yeah. So, I mean, I really don't think that he's looking for crazy money right now. Like, I mean, if I was him, like, just take like a saucy, like, no, like, I don't think the Bills have the budget to create a one-year contract, right? Like, I don't think it would have to be a multi-year deal. It would have to be a multi-year deal, and we would need to guarantee some and like make it as a signing bonus. And then we'd have to push it back like a year or two before the lump sum of his contract. So I don't think the Bills are capable of being able to offer a one-year deal based off of current cap situation, unless we just convert it all into a damn signing bonus, right? For 1 year. But then again, I mean, there's a reason why I am not in the front office of an NFL franchise. And it's the reason why Brandon Beane is in that move. So if he were to able to come up with a solid deal for D-Hop to come to this team, my fan reaction, and like I said, this is not fact by any stretch of the imagination. I could be totally off on this, but I just don't see how it's possible for us to financially be able to give him a one-year deal. It's going to have to be multi. Dawkins, Morris, McGovern, Bates, Brown, and Torrance. Edwards Shell, Questenberry with Bucker, Doyle, and Broker, all options. Also, love the O-line depth. So do I. I saw that. So the Brandon Shell signing was interesting. He was on the Dolphins last year. And I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, his stats really aren't that ideal. And he's not coming from like a dominating force in the NFL from an offensive line category, but I'm fine with the depth too. I couldn't be upset about it. King Devontae coming in. Or King Dante, sorry about that. I can't find my damn coffee. And do you think D-Hop will come to Buffalo? And if he does, will he make us a Super Bowl contender? I feel like we're already Super Bowl contenders, man. I really do. Like, I mean, we have the exact same team as we did last year. We just we just laid an egg like during that playoff game. I still think that this is a Super Bowl roster with or without D-Hop, but do I think that it accelerates it? And do I think that it makes it aggressive that, yes, we are a Super Bowl contender after D-Hop? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no way. Like, that right there is another number one receiver. So between him and Stephon Diggs, who are about the exact same age, then, I mean, you get Kincaid in the mix. You get Damian Harris in the mix, who I think is going to be a sleeper. I've been seeing all these articles about like, oh, yeah, like James Cook, he's going to have like a blow up year. Everyone's talking about like how he's going to be like the feature back. I don't think so, man. As long as Damian Harris stays healthy, that dude's going to be the dude. And once you mix all that, and so within our offense, Gabe Davis, which we touched on a bit earlier, I think that he's way more efficient as a wide receiver 3 once you take that responsibility off of him, and he's just absolutely going to ball. So, yes, most definitely. I think that if you can make that work, then you will here. So I'm not seeing any stream, but there are updates as it goes through from John Scott over here. So looks like Bobby Babich says the way the NFL is going, it's ideal for teams to have 2 matchup linebackers. I can agree with that. Bobby Babich says decision on who the Bills starting middle linebacker will come when it naturally comes. Coaches speak once again, absolute coaching speak. So who really knows how that plays out here? What's up, Elliot? Okay, so Trenton, I'm tired of all the, to be honest, no Super Bowl this year. I'm not getting hyped no more. Trenton, he's given up, man. He's given up. I feel like without hope, what do you have, right? And so I feel like that's, I don't know. Like, that's like a sad Bills fan life right there. I feel like there's always hope for me since Josh Allen in that 2020 playoff season. I feel like we'll be good, man. I really do. If we get DeAndre Hopkins, that completely sets us over everybody in the AFC East. Like, I'm not scared of them in general. Like, I still think the Bills are the best team in the AFC East. But if D-Hop comes to this team, like, it's just absolutely crazy. Elliot, hey, Don. So give me an out-of-the-box signing you'd like for the Bills to sign before the preseason. Elliot Roberts, out-of-the-box signing. Ooh, does this need to be a free agent or can it be a trade too? So obviously D-Hop, but that's not out of the box. Like, that's like pretty circulating around here. Let me see what else we got here. Current NFL. Let's see. Out of the box. That's a great question. That is a great question. No. Yeah. It's already know who it is. And so if you fit, all right. My top free agent that I would love is Yannick Ngakoue. He's still a free agent. I would love for him to be on this team. I feel like we've been wanting him to be on this team for years. Yannick Ngakoue, I think, would be an absolute steal on the side of the defensive line. I really, really do. And it's definitely going to like sort of provide a Band-Aid until Von Miller can come back, which apparently, like, due to his various interviews, is guaranteeing he'll be back before or no later than week 6. But like, definitely out of the box signing, 100% Yannick Ngakoue. 100%. Bro, and so if we get D-Hop, who do you leave on 101? You can't like either Diggs or Hop, then Kincaid finna go up the middle and get 22 yards. It's going to be very difficult to cover this offense if DeAndre Hopkins comes to this team. There's absolutely no question about it. And I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. There's no question about it. Miles Jack would be interesting. Would D-Hop ever go to the Vikings? I keep wondering, dude, I feel like the Vikings are kind of like in like a tank period. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, they made like a lot of questionable releases in like trades. Like, it sounds like that they're just going on a fire sale right now. If they like paid him a lot of money, which they're not necessarily in the best scenario when it comes to cash, like they're pretty similar to the Bills right now, I can see it happening, but I just feel like he's not trying to go for money. So I feel like he's not trying to go for money. I feel like he's really trying to go to a contender, hence why and so the Bills and the Chiefs are just there. And so you guys don't have the money. Yeah, we do. We do. And so we could restructure around quite a bit. And so we could restructure quite a bit about, just sort of making sure that the conversion is a signing bonus. We could do a multi-year deal, push it back to the end, and then just screw ourselves for the future. But frankly, if that means that D-Hop comes to this team and we win a Super Bowl, whatever. And so I could take another drought. And so I can take another drought from this team. Just give me a Super Bowl. And bringing D-Hop to this team is considered a Super Bowl move, which is super, super interesting. But guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go live here again in about 45 minutes. I wanted to talk about D-Hop exclusively. So say, for example, you're new here, make sure you like this video, smash the subscribe button. I will be live here within like another hour, hour and a half. And we're really going to unpack the D-Hop Bills Chiefs contest. We're going to make it happen, baby. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you here in about 45 minutes to an hour. Later, y'all.